I have in the studio with us the Chief Imam of Adiam Memorial Central Mosque, Abeokuta here, Imam Talhat Yunus. It's nice having you join us on the program.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Well, let's just hit the ground running so that we can maximize what we have. Now, for some time now, mosques and churches have been closed. I know as Chief Imam, more like closer when it comes to mosque. How has it been in terms of salat and the rest of it? How did you see it?
We give thanks to Almighty Allah for making it possible for us to come here today. I seek His mercy and blessing upon our teacher Muhammad, his his companions, and the entire Muslim Ummah till the day of accounting. Our dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Coronavirus has been a very good experience, so to say, because it has taught us another new way of existence.
Okay.
In our mosque, we have been trying to ensure that the mosque is closed, going by the government directive since some months ago, and we've been performing our salat in our various homes as directed by the government. Though it has not been easy, but at least it is an alternative that we have in our religion before the emergence of this coronavirus. Many of us don't know we have those options, but as the coronavirus came in, we started learning a lot of things that we have abandoned before, and we came to understand the fact that we have so many options, so many alternatives in our religion when cases like that arises, and we have been trying to cope with the situation.
Okay, you said alternative. I want you to expatiate on that. Are you saying that alternative as to where you can worship is not?
Yes, there are different ways by means a Muslim could move closer to his God. For instance, the Prophet ﷺ has told us in a tradition that "Firru min al-majzum, kama tafirru min al-asad," that you don't move closer, you distance yourself from someone suffering from leprosy, from epilepsy, the same way you run away when you see a lion. So, going by that tradition of the Prophet, you don't go to where you have large gathering when this kind of epidemic, pandemic is around. So make sure you save yourself, and that is why the option that we have is that we pray individually in our homes, we pray together with our family, we observe salat individually and collectively in our different homes. It's an option in Islam, and that is established in Islamic jurisprudence.
Okay, now let's look into the preventive measures. Now that faithful will come together, what do you have on the ground? What will change? What should they expect?
Okay, we appreciate the state government for the opportunity. And like we all know, there has been a lot of sensitization, a lot of education and re-education on the reopening of the mosque. The government, in its own part, has tried a lot to make sure that Muslims, worshippers, are educated on how to decontaminate the mosque, to fumigate the mosque, and all those measures are on ground already. If you go to mosque around now, go to the Central Mosque in Egba and so many other mosques around, you will see that wash and basin are there. People now understand the fact that they need to use face masks. In fact, I know of so many mosques that are ready to even distribute face masks to people today, that you don't come to mosque without the face mask. So if you don't have, we have to give you. So anyone who comes, after washing his hand, we give them face mask and they enter to worship. And social distancing, physical distancing, they are what we now know as new normal. And everybody, every mosque has put that in place in their various mosques. If you go to mosque now, the sajadat where we observe salat has been marked that stay here, don't stay here, stay there, don't go there. So everything is there. In fact, I could remember a seminar that was organized by the state government to orientate the imams and alfas in Ogun State. We were taught, because so many of us are not medical practitioners, we were taught on how to use the infrared thermometer to ensure that people coming in People coming in are not, their temperature is not above certain amount of degrees. And all those things we have learned, and they are in place already. So there is no cause for concern. There is no problem reopening the mosque today. And we are very, very eager to go to the mosque, and we are also very prepared to abide by the guidelines as laid down by the Presidential Task Force and the Nigeria Center for Disease Control.
Okay. As religious centers open, what are expectations?
Yes, as religious centers are opening today, especially the mosque, yes, we expect people to come out and observe Salat. We expect worshippers to return to the mosque. But we also expect them to ensure that they perform ablution from their homes. That is one of the directives of the government. Observe ablution from your home. 2, come along with your prayer mat. Come along with your own prayer mat. You don't use another person's prayer mat. If you don't have prayer mat, you may be sent back. If you don't use face mask, you may be sent back. If you are not prepared to wash your hand before entrance, you may be sent back. If you are not prepared to be tested, if you are not prepared to be tested with the infrared thermometer, you may be sent back. In fact, it is even expected that if it is observed that you are suspected to be having symptoms of coronavirus, we have been directed that every mosque will have an isolation center, no matter how small the isolation center will be. And if you go to mosque now, there are provisions have been made for isolation center. For instance, in my own mosque, a room has been cleaned up for isolation. So if anybody is discovered to be having symptoms of COVID-19, we put that person in that center, and after Salat, we call on the appropriate authority to take the person away for good treatment and for appropriate attention.
All right. Now, you said part of the instruction to be complied with is that you must do your ablution from home.
Yes.
But when you get to mosque, you have the wash hand basin that,
Yes.
and you still use sanitizer.
Yes.
Does this, would this not have any effect on the purity of ablution?
Yes, that is one of the confusion that people are agitating or saying in the society. If you understand Islam very well,
Yeah.
the sanitizer does not have anything to do with your purity.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with your purity. So, and as Muslims, we are known because the Quran has taught us, Islam has taught us to be clean always. Are you getting it now? So if you perform ablution and you need to use sanitizer after ablution, it has nothing and absolutely nothing to do with your state of purity. You can go ahead and observe your time. And we have been told that even soap is more effective than the sanitizer. Okay. So if in one of our seminars, we've been told that soap is more effective than the sanitizer. So if we have soap around, so mosque don't even need the sanitizer. Put the soap there, use the soap to wash your hand, and go into the mosque. So someone asked me a question this morning that is very, very germane, that may be agitating the mind of people. We are asked to observe ablution from our homes. And as Muslims, your ablution can be vitiated by so many means. Are you getting it now? And once the ablution is vitiated, you cannot go ahead to observe Salat. You need to renew that admission, so that ablution. You now have to go back home and observe another ablution before you come back. Definitely such a person will not come back to the mosque. So if you find yourself in such a situation, you don't need to give yourself unnecessary problem. Go to the ablution center in the mosque and perform ablution. So what that will do is that we will have lesser people in the ablution center. Okay. For instance, if a mosque is occupying about 50 worshippers at a time, and they all observe the ablution from their various homes, definitely not all the 50 will have the ablution vitiated. Are you getting it now? It may be just 2 to 3% of them.
Just let me quickly ask this, because our time is actually up, but I will want to in the sentence. Okay. Are you also prepared for what I would call overpopulation? You know, the mosque has been marked.
Yes.
Where you now have more than what the mosque can take in terms of how do you intend to do that?
Every mosque is prepared for overpopulation. Go around. You see that even mosques that are not having tents outside before, they now make provisions for tents so that they don't allow the main auditorium to be overcrowded. Are you getting it now? So when they are experiencing overcrowding, they move them to the extension outside.
Okay.
Every mosque is prepared for reopening. And on that note, I think we have to draw the curtain on today's edition of the program. So Imam Yunus, many thanks for joining us. And of course, I think it's been quite